In the year 2456, amidst the backdrop of galactic tension, the Dominion, a coalition of alien species, launches a siege on the free city of Nyota. With over 180 troopers and 3 combat units from the specialized Swarma Street Division, the aliens encircle a crucial Neo-Terran communication hub. Neo-Terran soldiers, led by Lieutenant Carlisla, mobilize for the impending conflict. Meanwhile, approximately 40 civilian technicians, armed with plasma rifles and explosives, bolster the defense effort. Automated defense turrets, under the command of Lieutenant Carlisle, are strategically deployed, while civilian Postmaster Myers guides non-combatants to safety chambers below. A tense silence descends as defenders prepare to face the Dominion onslaught. Outside the fortified entrance, a lone figure advances, Commander Raxus of the Dominion. He demands surrender, promising safety in return for the facility's relinquishment. However, Lieutenant Carlisle and his unit, seasoned by past encounters with Dominion forces, remain steadfast in their resolve to defend Nyota. With Deputy Rafter assuming control of the forward defenses, Lieutenant Carlisle focuses on anticipating the enemy's primary assault from the rear. He recognizes the strategic advantage offered by a secondary structure adjacent to the communication hub and positions his forces accordingly. The standoff persists until a distant Dominion warship initiates bombardment on the Neo-N port facilities, signaling the onset of full-scale hostilities. Alien assault vehicles advance, accompanied by elite shock troopers, while Rafter commands engagement of targets. As gunfire erupts, Neo-Terran defenders target Dominion soldiers, but their shots are deflected by armored alien vehicles. Evading bombardment, the defenders regroup on the lower level, coordinating a revised defensive strategy. Simultaneously, a covert alien unit maneuvers to breach the rear perimeter, utilizing high-yield explosive devices. Lieutenant Carlisle's squad engages from elevated positions, inflicting casualties but facing heavy return fire. As the Dominion breaches the compound and infiltrates the adjacent structure, Rafter and his unit fortify positions at the entrance, repelling the initial onslaught. However, an explosion rocks the rear wall, catching Walter and his team off guard. Facing heavy incoming fire, Walter primes a bomb, preparing to confront the alien assault alone. With swift thinking, he rushes to confront the advancing alien forces, determined to hold the line against overwhelming odds. As Walter races towards the breach, confronted by the alien troops, he locks eyes with one of his Dominion adversaries. With determination, he hurls the bomb towards the enemy ranks, but an alien soldier spots him and opens fire. Walter's final vision is of the bomb hurtling towards the alien forces, catching them off guard as it detonates amidst the platoon. The explosion claims the lives of several Dominion soldiers and incapacitates numerous others. Walter's sacrificial action halts the alien assault, causing chaos and disarray among the surviving enemy forces. Dominion Commander Vorok observes in disbelief as his successive assaults falter, met with significant losses. Unaccustomed to setbacks, Vorok finds himself without a contingency plan. Determined to regain the initiative, he withdraws his forces and seeks support from other Dominion units, requesting artillery reinforcements. The situation reaches a stalemate as both sides regroup and strategize. Deputy Commander Alara assumes overall command of the defense following Walter's sacrifice, repositioning the remaining defenders strategically. However, she anxiously monitors the passage of time, awaiting anticipated reinforcements from the Neo-Terran defense forces. The tense lull persists for 6 hours until Dominion reinforcements arrive, deploying heavy artillery support. The Dominion forces bring in 2 powerful 75mm siege cannons, enhancing their firepower. Commander Vorok commands another frontal assault, determined to overwhelm the defenders. The siege cannons unleash a thunderous barrage, pounding the communication hub with artillery fire. Despite the ferocity of the bombardment, the reinforced structure withstands the assault, offering considerable protection to Elara's forces. As the Dominion troops advance alongside their armored support, alien gunners target the main entrance with a heavy plasma cannon, shattering the reinforced doors. Subsequently, the Dominion forces launch their assault, but the Neo-Terran defenders brace themselves and return fire with lethal precision. The Dominion assault falters as their troops seek cover from the overwhelming barrage, sustaining numerous casualties under the withering Neo-Terran fire. Enraged by the setback, Commander Vorok orders a strategic withdrawal, accompanied by a covert operation to undermine the communication hub's foundations using sappers. Meanwhile, Dominion forces inside the communication hub intensify their artillery bombardment. Elara maintains vigilance as the enemy assault subsides, yet remains apprehensive about the Dominion forces' next move. Another solitary alien soldier approaches the entrance and broadcasts an offer of surrender. Despite dwindling hopes of imminent rescue, Elara remains skeptical of the Dominion's assurances of clemency, determined to resist to the last. She prepares her forces for continued combat. Suddenly, a massive explosion ruptures the building's exterior, breaching its defenses. Before the defenders can recover, a barrage of alien artillery strikes the communication hub with increased ferocity. Elara and her unit are caught off guard, forced to retreat deeper into the communication hub as the structural integrity crumbles around them. The Dominion forces surge through the breach, prompting Elara to rally her troops and counterattack to reclaim their defensive positions. Despite their belated response, the defenders engage the alien invaders with their energy weapons. But the Dominion forces have already infiltrated the corridors, unleashing a barrage of return fire. Elara consolidates her remaining forces and orchestrates a strategic counteroffensive, determined to hold the line against the relentless Dominion assault. As they withdraw, Lieutenant Ezra maintains cohesion, ensuring the safety of non-combatant personnel in the basement. Despite his efforts, several Neo-Terran fighters become isolated from the main group. The Dominion forces advance, rupturing the Neo-Terran defenses and forcing them into retreat. The defenders resort to guerrilla tactics, engaging in desperate last stands throughout the communication hub to inflict heavy losses on the Dominion forces. Meanwhile, Ezra's contingent manages to repel the alien advance at the basement access point, hindering the Dominion forces' progress. Outside, Commander Zara is incensed by the continued resistance and issues one final command. Inside the communication hub, the defenders maintain their vigil at the entrance when suddenly, a deluge of liquid bursts through the windows, flooding the basement with gasoline. An ensuing inferno results in multiple casualties, shattering morale among the survivors. Facing the threat of immolation and with surrender seeming inevitable, Ezra convenes with his dwindling forces, presenting them with a perilous choice: to join him in a daring escape or opt for surrender under Mike's leadership. 6 brave individuals choose to accompany Ezra on the risky escape, while the rest opt to surrender. Shortly after surrendering, the Dominion forces swiftly eliminate Mike and round up the remaining Neo-Terran defenders, sentencing them to death for their involvement in the armed resistance. Captured civilians are also executed. Meanwhile, Ezra and his remaining men exploit the distraction created by the surrender, dashing across the street and taking refuge in an unoccupied apartment. As exhaustion sets in, Ezra realizes he's become a liability and urges his comrades to leave him behind. Reluctantly, his comrades depart, leaving Ezra alone. The fugitives scavenge for items to disguise themselves before parting ways, offering a final salute to their commanding officer. Dispersing into the bustling metropolis, the fugitives evade pursuit and blend into the urban populace. However, Ezra's hiding place is eventually discovered by the Dominion forces. The next day, despite his survival, Lieutenant Ezra is captured by the alien forces and summarily executed. Miraculously, 4 of the escapees manage to evade capture and survive the duration of the war. Despite being tasked with holding out for a mere 6 hours, They defiantly stand their ground for 18 hours against insurmountable odds. The communication hub stands today, with a significant portion of its interior transformed into a museum commemorating the heroic last stand. Additionally, a monument erected in the nearby plaza honors the memory of those who fought and sacrificed in the defense of Neota. Their bravery and resilience serve as a reminder of the indomitable spirit of the defenders.